In a small, quiet town, a humble man named Ahmed walked home from the market. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the streets. Suddenly, he noticed something unusual on the pavement, a large, heavy bag filled with money. His heart raced. People passing by barely glanced at it, but Ahmed knew immediately that it was no ordinary find. Inside the bag were thousands of notes, enough to change anyone's life forever. He could feel temptation tugging at him. As he held the bag, Ahmed's mind filled with questions. Should I keep it? What if someone is looking for it? Could this change my life for the better? He remembered his friends and neighbors often saying, "Take it, you need it more than anyone." But deep inside, his conscience whispered a different voice, a voice of honesty. Ahmed decided to take the bag home and think carefully. That evening, he sat at his small table, counting the money secretly. He imagined all the things he could buy: food, clothes, even a tiny home. But the thought of taking what wasn't his made him uneasy. After hours of contemplation, Ahmed knew what he had to do. This was not just about money, it was about doing the right thing. He resolved to find the owner, even if it meant facing danger or losing the opportunity to change his life forever. And so, as the night grew darker, Ahmed prepared himself for a journey that would test his courage, honesty, and determination. Little did he know, this choice would mark the beginning of a story that would shock the entire town. Ahmad woke up early. The bag of money was still on the table in front of him. He looked at it silently for a moment and took a deep breath. Today, he would try to find the owner. Ahmad placed the bag inside his old backpack and left his small house. The streets were slowly filling with people going to work, children walking to school, and shop owners opening their stores. But Ahmad's mind was busy thinking about only one thing: returning the money. As he walked through the market, he began asking people if anyone had lost a bag yesterday. "Excuse me, have you heard about someone losing a large bag yesterday?" Ahmad asked a shopkeeper. The shopkeeper looked at him suspiciously. "No, but if I were you, I wouldn't ask too many questions," he said quietly. Ahmad continued walking. After asking several people, he finally heard something interesting. An old man sitting near a tea shop said, "Yesterday, a very rich businessman came through this town. I heard he lost something very valuable." Ahmad's heart beat faster. This could be the owner. "Do you know where he went?" Ahmad asked. "He usually stays at the big hotel near the city square," the old man replied. Ahmad thanked him and started walking toward the square. But as he turned into a quiet street, something strange happened. 3 men standing near a corner suddenly looked at Ahmad's backpack. One of them whispered something to the others. They slowly began following him. At first, Ahmad tried to ignore them. Maybe it was just a coincidence, but when he walked faster, they walked faster too. Then one of them shouted, "Hey, stop for a moment." Ahmad felt nervous. His hands began to shake. "What do you want?" Ahmad asked carefully. The tallest man stepped forward and pointed at the backpack. "We saw you carrying that bag since morning," he said with a cold smile. "Show us what's inside." Ahmad realized they probably thought he was carrying something valuable. His heart was pounding. If they discovered the money, they would definitely take it. "I'm sorry," Ahmad said, trying to stay calm. "It's just my personal things." But the men did not believe him. They moved closer. Ahmad understood that this situation was becoming dangerous.
For a moment, he wondered if returning the money was a mistake. Maybe his friends were right. Maybe he should have kept it and stayed quiet. But deep inside, he knew he had already made his decision. Suddenly, Ahmad turned and started walking quickly down the street. The men shouted behind him, "Stop! Don't run!" Ahmad's heart was racing as he hurried toward the busy city square. If he could reach a crowded place, he might be safe. But the men were getting closer and closer, and Ahmad had no idea what would happen next.
Ahmed ran as fast as he could. His heart was pounding loudly in his chest, and he could hear the footsteps of the 3 men getting closer behind him. "Stop running!" one of them shouted. Ahmed turned a corner and finally reached a busy street near the city square. People were everywhere, cars passing, street vendors shouting, and children laughing. The noise of the crowd made it harder for the men to follow him. Ahmed slowed down and tried to blend in with the crowd. He walked quickly but calmly, hoping the men would lose sight of him. For a moment, he thought he was safe. But suddenly he heard a familiar voice behind him. "We see you!" Ahmed turned his head slightly and saw the same 3 men pushing through the crowd. They had not given up. Fear rushed through his body again. At that moment, a small boy selling newspapers noticed Ahmed's worried face. "Mister, are you okay?" the boy asked. Ahmed bent down slightly and spoke quietly. "3 men are following me. I need to reach the big hotel in the city square. Do you know a faster way?" The boy looked behind Ahmed and quickly saw the men searching for him. "Yes," the boy whispered. "Follow me." Without waiting another second, the boy led Ahmed into a narrow alley between 2 buildings. The alley was quiet and hidden from the busy street. "Go straight, then turn left," the boy said. "You will see the hotel from there." Ahmed felt relief for the first time that morning. "Thank you, my friend," he said. The small boy smiled and replied, "Be careful." Ahmed quickly walked through the alley and followed the directions. After a few minutes, he finally saw a tall, beautiful building in front of him, the Grand City Hotel. This was the place the old man had mentioned. Ahmed took a deep breath and walked toward the entrance. The hotel was full of wealthy guests, elegant decorations, and security guards at the door. For a moment, Ahmed felt nervous. He was just a poor man with old clothes and a worn backpack, but he remembered why he came. He walked up to the reception desk and spoke to the manager. "Excuse me," Ahmed said politely. "I think I found something that belongs to one of your guests." The manager looked curious. "What did you find?" he asked. Ahmed slowly placed the heavy bag on the counter. "I believe someone here lost this yesterday." The manager opened the bag slightly, and his eyes suddenly widened in shock. "Where did you get this?" he asked quickly. Ahmed calmly replied, "I found it on the road outside the town." The manager immediately picked up the phone and made a call. "Please come down to the lobby. Something important has been found." Ahmed waited quietly, not knowing who would appear next. A few minutes later, the elevator doors opened. A tall man in an expensive suit walked into the lobby. His face looked serious and worried. The manager pointed toward Ahmed and the bag. "Sir, I believe this man found what you lost." The rich man looked at the bag, then at Ahmed, and what happened next would change Ahmed's life forever. The next morning, Ahmad woke up earlier than usual. For a moment, he wondered if everything that happened yesterday was just a dream. But when he remembered Mr. Kareem's words, his heart began beating with excitement. He wore his cleanest clothes and carefully walked toward the large office building Mr. Kareem had mentioned. The building was even bigger than the hotel. Tall glass windows reflected the bright morning sun, and people in suits walked quickly through the entrance. Ahmad felt a little nervous. "Do I really belong here?" he thought. But he took a deep breath and walked inside. At the reception desk, a woman smiled politely. "Good morning. How can I help you?" "My name is Ahmad," he said. "Mr. Kareem asked me to come today." The woman immediately picked up the phone and spoke quietly. After a moment, she smiled again. "Mr. Kareem is expecting you. Please follow me." She led Ahmad through a long hallway and stopped in front of a large office door. She knocked gently. "Come in," a voice said from inside. When Ahmad entered the room, he saw Mr. Kareem sitting behind a large desk, looking through some papers. He looked up and smiled. "Ahmad, I'm glad you came." "Thank you for inviting me, sir," Ahmad replied. Mr. Kareem stood up and walked closer. "I meant what I said yesterday," he began. "In business, trust is more valuable than money." He paused for a moment. "And yesterday you proved that you are a man who can be trusted." Ahmad listened quietly. "So I would like to offer you a job," Mr. Kareem continued. "You will start by helping manage one of my warehouses. It's honest work, and I believe you can grow from there." Ahmad could hardly believe what he was hearing. "A job? For me?" he asked. Mr. Kareem nodded. "Yes. Everyone deserves an opportunity, and you earned it with your honesty." Ahmad felt a deep sense of gratitude. "Thank you, sir. I promise I will work hard." Over the next months, Ahmad worked with dedication and integrity. Slowly, his life began to change. He was able to support his family, improve his home, and gain respect from the people around him. But the most important thing never changed. Ahmad remained the same honest man he had always been. One evening, while walking through the same street where he once found the bag of money, he smiled to himself. Sometimes the smallest decision can change an entire life. And Ahmad's story became a powerful reminder for everyone in the town. Honesty may not always be easy, but in the end, it is always worth it.